Today I'm going to show you guys some quick and easy tips on using the EXS24 Sampler. The first thing I want to show you guys is if you load up your EXS24 Sampler and go to multi-output, basically what that allows you to do is if we go to our mixer, you can actually assign each each individual sample to a separate auxiliary mixer. But you'd have to do that. You'd have to hit the plus button in your EXS24 Sampler channel strip. And to know that it's an EXS24 Sampler channel strip, first and foremost it says instrument 1. That's denoting instrument 1 up top too. And you can also tell by the EXS24 sampler name. They have the same name. Basically, we just hit plus, and this adds an auxiliary strip. Now, when you're adding effects, you want to make sure that you only have the channel strip that you're going to add the effects to highlighted. Now, when you first notice, both of them are highlighted. I can't do it right now; it won't allow me to. But basically, both of them are highlighted. But the one I'm adding effects to, you want to make sure that one's highlighted. If you have both of these highlighted, it'll add effects to all your samples, basically on that channel strip, as opposed to that individual sample. Another thing I want to show you guys: if you go to your EXS24 Sampler, and if you didn't have any samples loaded into your EXS24 Sampler, basically the way to do that is go to Zone, load multiple samples. And this will allow you to go to your hard drive or wherever your samples are located and to add samples. And you can audition the samples just by hitting play. And also another way, if you have a snow leopard, I'm not 100% sure it works, but in any other earlier versions. But I have Snow Leopard right now, the latest operating system. If you hit the spacebar button, it'll pop up with that screen, and just hit the down arrow key, and it'll go to the next. It'll go to the next sample. You can also load multiple samples at once by hitting all. Add all. I'm sorry. Or you can remove those samples by hitting remove all. You can add individual samples by hitting add. And once you have the samples loaded onto your EXS24 Sampler, all your samples that you want, just just click on done, and then it will pop up with contiguous zones. Do you want to map? And basically what that does is maps it on your keyboard from the note that's denoted in here, the start note C1, which is right here, down the keyboard. And say I like those samples and I wanted to load more samples on there. Basically just go to load multiple samples again and proceed to add more samples. One thing that you want to make sure of that you don't do is to load multiple samples on the same key. C1 is also denoted in this one. You want to make sure that you drag the note down to a suitable note that's available, that's not taken on your keyboard. And basically, there you go. And if you want to, another thing I wanted to show you guys, if you wanted to edit your samples, just click on where it says audio file and the individual sample, and open the sample editor. What that allows you to do is it brings the sample up in your sample editor. Now this blue strip is denoting the actual sample region that's being sampled. So if we hit the speaker button, that's the sample. Now if we click on this region area right here, we can actually adjust our sample chop to where we want the sample to end and begin. Basically, this is denoting where the sample ends and begins, and also is highlighted. It's highlighted in gray over here too. So let's just chop it up real short and see how it sounds auditioned. Now another thing I wanted to show you guys is the ability to loop your sample. If we go to first we have to unclick the one-shot button in the playback area, and now we want to hit the loop button where it says loop and on, and click it on. You'd have to open it up in the sample editor again to show that actual loop point. Now the green part of it is denoting the loop, the sample loop. S loop is denoting the sample loop. Basically, it's just like looping on your main DAW, on your main arrangement page. Now, as long as the key's pressed down, let me adjust the sample first, because our loop is actually running longer than our actual sample, and it won't loop correctly. But let's just hit this right now. Bring up my MIDI keyboard, or actually I'll just sample it right here. As long as the key's pressed down on the keyboard, that sample will keep looping. Basically, what it keeps looping. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is for busting out each individual sample to a different auxiliary. The first thing I showed you in the video, you'd go to mixer, and if you wanted to assign a separate sample to a different auxiliary, just basically 3 and 4. And if we go to our mixer down here, EXS24 3 and 4. Now EXS24 MO means the main output, which is what the default speaker for the EXS24 sampler. Now, if the more auxiliaries you add, the more opportunities you have to bust out different samples to different auxiliaries. And we bust out that one to 5 and 6. If we look at our mixer, 5 and 6, that's the effects that would be applied to that certain sample. Let's just add in a sample an effect for fun right now. We have the caps lock keyboard. If I had effects onto all of them, you'd see it. I'm not going to save it today, but that's basically, if you click it, it'll default. And basically, I would suggest that you save. Well, you have to save your instrument, or it'll disappear once you close it. And as far as everything else, I think that's all I have for today that I can think of to give you. I noticed in Logic 9 Pro, which is what's running right now, you also have to make sure that you have all your settings shown. To view all your settings, you'd have to go to view all. As a default, they usually omitted some of these areas because not everyone was using them, I guess. So yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you guys, I'm sorry. You can actually drag each individual sample. If you click on it, you can actually drag the sample over a range of keys, which will allow you to change the pitch of each sample. So, and move the sample. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or leave me a message on my YouTube page. Holla at your boy.